Good morning and welcome back to the Naenae Bowling Club for the National Interclub Bowls3Five finals here at Elmwood. At Naenae, you'll see in front of you there what the program is for today. We're about to have the second round this morning, which is in fact round 10 here of this round robin section. Our feature match in this round will be that of the Naenae, the host club, and they're up against the Elmwood Saints. And I'm not going to guess it, but I'm going to say that at this stage that it will be Elmwood who are leading, in fact, the Section 2. So the Naenae side of Anne Gately leading, Alieta Vulu at number 2, Sa Alefosio at skipping. Sa Alefosio is skipping the side, and they're up against the Elmwood Park side of Mandy Boyd, Kelvin Scott, and Lance Pascoe. Very, very experienced side. Top side is the Elmwood Park side. And, of course, the home club, Naenae. With me is Kelvin. Of course, he'll be sitting alongside me for this game, and play just getting underway. As I see Mandy Boyd's bowl down to the jack, sits right on the toucher after Anne Gately had a couple of rough bowls to get underway. Now we'll got Alieta Vulu on the backhand. I think we may well have. It's great. Looks as though we've got the Naenae team. Kelvin all playing with all one coloured set of bowls. As the Vulu coming down towards the jack, going to sit on the Boyd bowl. What a magnificent bowl there from Alieta Vulu. Great first bowl there, Kelvin, wasn't it?
Oh, it certainly was. It was the shot that was required because Mandy Boyd had the shot, and she just decided to have a little bit extra weight, clip the bowl out, and now she has the shot. So well done to the Naenae team. So
there's Kelvin Scott playing his first course. Scott, the current New Zealand singles title holder, where he won the Somerset National Singles earlier on this year in Christchurch at the Burnside Club. Great campaigner is Kelvin Scott. As we see, Alieta Vulu endeavouring to, on the backhand, played superbly with her first bowl on the Naenae Club, the host club here of this National Bowls3Five Interclub finals, and on a good line again. This bowler Vulu's, how far is it going to cut away? Gets down towards the jack again. Look at this. Unfortunate though. Got a movement on the jack. Will still hold one.
Excellent shot by her again. I mean, yeah, as a lead bowler, she's got too close to the kitty, and that's putting the pressure on the Elmwood Park straight away.
So Vulu, the number 2 for the Naenae side. Leading Kelvin Scott now with the jack moving. Has got a wee bit more room to draw the shot on the backhand. Has a very experienced Cantabrian player. And of course, this side, the Elmwood Park side, were part of the televised event last year. Just as we see Scott coming down towards the jack. It's a touch that just moves the jack slightly. And unfortunately for the Naenae side, then we saw that movement from Alieta Vulu just opened the head up for Kelvin Scott, really, didn't he? And Scott showing his ability. We'll see now Sa Alefosio. He'll no doubt he'll be playing up with weight. It looks as though the Naenae side all got exactly the same colour bowls, which is very good, Kevin.
Yes, they have, all yellow bowls, but that shot from Kelvin Scott was a superb shot to give his team 2 lead bowls at the moment, right on the kitty. Just a nice controlled weight as it just touched the kitty, and they're clearly ahead by 2 shots to 0 at the moment.
They're holding 3 shots now because the Mandy Boyd toucher is sitting in amongst that line as well. So here is Alefosio on the backhand. The biggest thing here, for not to be short, which he's not going to be, will reach down to try and get to the jack area. And it's coming down on a fairly good line. Needs to get under these bowls, though, to get to the jack. And got a touch off the bowl. And made shot of it. Did the Naenae skip there. You'll see it sitting there. Just got a feather off the bowl. But, it was always in the target area.
Very good bowls in the first end from both leads and number 2s. Very good head. And both leads would be happy with their bowls.
Well, Lance Pascoe, of course, part of the New Zealand high performance squad, the former West Coaster now playing out of Canterbury but also works out of Wellington. I'm sure Pascoe will be reaching down with weight on his backhand. If he can get to the jack, he'll be more than happy. He'll be happy to get the jack into the ditch, and that's exactly what Pascoe's trying to do, playing for it down on his backhand, trying to get the jack, gets that jack, sits alongside it in the ditch. Yeah, that's the class of these guys. It sits in for one shot, of course. Married to Mandy Boyd, the lead in this side, the Pascoe-Boyd combination, and Merv Pascoe, his uncle, of course, is playing in is playing as well in this particular event.
What a superb shot that Kelvin, beg your pardon, Lance Pascoe put down there to take the kiddie in the ditch. Superb shot, as you said, showing all of his experience and skill.
He's one of the best going around is Pascoe. Don't worry about that. He's been in and about New Zealand. Well, he's won New Zealand titles, of course, and that's his uncle Merv Pascoe, playing for Dobson, and of course in the West Coast area, the Pascoe name is synonymous with Lawn Bowls. They are Pascoe now will change his hand. And then he's playing to try and get the other bowl out of the head for a number here, not going to those under the head, going to go right away, but got some movement on the head. And you'll see the Pascoe bowl. That was one that hopefully at some stage we can get a replay of that bowl of Lance Pascoe's, that first bowl that he played. No, we can't. I've just been told.
What an excellent first end played by both teams here. Very, very good shots played by all members of both teams. This is going to be an exciting and promising game, Kevin.
Yeah, it certainly is, mate. You know, the Boyd, Scott, Pascoe side, they certainly got all the shots. As we see, Mandy Boyd, of course, no longer available for New Zealand. But certainly, if was available, would certainly be in the ditch as the first Mandy Boyd bowl. If available, would certainly be in the eyes of the New Zealand selectors. Winner of a bronze medal, of course, at Commonwealth Games in Glasgow in 2014. On the backhand is Anne Gately now. Only dropping the one, though, on the first end. And this Naenae side, of course, would have had plenty of experience on this rink. So the Gately bowl's going to come up short of the jack. She'll be disappointed with that because plenty of room there to draw one close. Here is now Mandy Boyd, one of the best performed players at the national championships over the last few years. And, of course, was playing for New Zealand. And a pretty good bowl here from Boyd. Going to sit inside on the centre line in a ring there. So you're going to see in this game, given some of the top players in this Elmwood Park side, they're very, very good, well-balanced side.
Definitely a well-balanced side, but also very, very skilled at the draw game. And I'm sure you're going to see some very, very good draw bowls this morning's game.
So the bowl of Anne Gately not getting in the whole story, as Stephen Beale and myself spoke about earlier on this morning. It's about getting inside that circle. If you've got consistency if your bowl finishing inside the circle, you'll be in a pretty good position. So here is Kelvin Scott, current New Zealand singles title holder. Tony Grantham in that final at Burnside earlier on this year, and there's the bowl just falling in on that inside the circle. Alieta Vulu now just deciding what hand to play. I'm going to come to me. Yeah, the forehand just looks to be a kind of a draw coming this way. Steve Beale and I spoke about that this morning as well. And here's the bowl of Vulu. It's on a really good line. How's the weight as this bowl of Alieta Vulu just goes by the Kelvin Scott bowl with weight, but certainly hit the line.
I think her intention was to try and clip that bowl out of the circle and replace it with her own. Didn't miss by too much.
But you draw, don't run.
I know you do draw. You don't do that too often as a lead. Or a two, unless you're called for it.
Well, the important thing in this game, in this format, is having bowls on the head. As we see now, Kelvin Scott just going to finish lower the circle, but tightens that line up for the Naenae side to get to the bowl. And so Alieta Vulu will stay on that hand, trying to get past that Kelvin Scott bowl and into the circle, and that will put her in a scoring position. Looks to be on a wider side. Looks to just see how far it's going to come back. It's got weight again. How far is it going to run? It's going to go all the way. It goes into the ditch, and she'll be disappointed with that on the second end. And the point that I was making before, Kevin, is that, so Naenae have lost 2 bowls on this end already, and it's about you're now looking really at only scoring a 1-shot opportunity, because it's bowls on the head, bowls inside the circle in this shorter format that really puts you in a position to control the head. So here's Pascoe. That's Pascoe. There he is on the mat. Very good delivery. As Pascoe, you'll see everything's close into the body. Just gets the bowl away smoothly on that arc as it needs to get under this bowl. Scott's not going to. Literally now, really, that changes the hand option for Alefosio, because there's a lot of clutter there on that forehand side. And Julie is going to the backhand and needs to get a bowl on the head, otherwise he gets second shot. Otherwise he's looking at a challenge. And this is it we were talking about earlier on, myself, Stephen Beale and I, of how much finish you're going to get down on that side, breaking in towards the head now, falls, and is more than likely hasn't made much difference.
Weight was good, was it? Weight was good.
Lance Pascoe, and it is 2. We see our marker there, Dave Burridge from Kapiti, and just indicating that it's 2. So Lance Pascoe will try and beat the front bowls to get inside by a metre to get into the scoring zone. If he just gets in front of these 2 bowls of the Scott bowl and the zone bowl, if he draws through the port, and he's going to, look at this, will sit on another counting bowl, turns one out though.
Your weight's good.
And you'd hear then from Alieta Vulu, the weight was good, just out on that wider side. And what Stephen Beale and I were talking about this morning is just trying to get that finish at the end on the backhand. Nothing to do with the green, it's just the way it is. So here's this bowler. So not going to have the weight. He's going to finish a little lower, but won't change anything. It's 2 down. You saw an indication there very quickly from the number 2 from Alieta Vulu, that 2 down. And that really comes about, Kevin, from what starts off on the head.
Oh, almost definitely your lead bowl and your number 2 are very crucial in the 3-5s format. And as you said earlier, Kevin, that those 2 bowls that were on the bank didn't count, and the pressure was there clearly on the Naenae side to get bowls close to the kitty, which their lead and 2 couldn't quite do. And the Elmwood Park side, showing their experience, got the scores, got the bowls to remain on the rink, and scored 2 very good shots.
So here's Mandy Boyd with her first on the third end, finishing right on the centre line, just touching on the circle. And magnificent player is Boyd, of course, New Zealand Gold Star holder, and has done everything in the game. One of the real, my viewpoint is, without any shadow of doubt, Joe Edwards, Val Smith, Caitlin Inch sit up there as sort of leading New Zealand players, and Mandy Boyd certainly sits alongside that, or sits up in that trifecta of players, is what I would call of top international players. And sensible play here from Boyd. Doesn't want to get tangled up on the front bowl there, trying to find the open way to the draw. Going to duly do that, gets to her own bowl, sits on her own bowl, just touches it, because the good thing what this has done now is the line of vision to the jack is restricted for the Naenae side from where those bowls have finished, and now Anne Gately has to make sure that she draws well past her front bowl and gets down to the arc and going to do just that is Gately. There's a good bowl here from the Naenae lead. Going to sit jack level. That's the shot. You'll see it there sitting inside the ring. So good correction there, Kevin, from the Naenae lead.
Well, most definitely, and as you said earlier, they're pretty familiar with the Naenae rinks. This is their home club, and that was a very good controlled delivery and to take the shot from the Naenae lead player.
So here's now Kelvin Scott on his backhand. Just going to question the weight on it. No, he hasn't got the weight yet. You can see out of the hand. I've watched Kelvin Scott for many years, and it's always difficult with Kelvin to actually know what hand he's playing just with his delivery, but you can very quickly know with his body language whether he's in the target area or not. And of course Scott winner of New Zealand singles way back in 1994, I think it was. Certainly, and this year of course winning the New Zealand singles. And now we see Alieta Vulu, and just how far this is going to run. Needs to finish inside the circle, not going to quite do so, but gives the Naenae side a bowl over the head, which is what they want. Elmwood Park, 2 ends gone of the 5-end first set, and it is Elmwood Park leading 3-0, so it's imperative that Naenae score on this end. As we see Kelvin Scott, he obviously likes this because he's following this bowl all the way to the head. As Scott is coming in towards the head now, breaking in past the jack line, goes past, finishes exactly on the centre line. Won't be the shot. Still the bowl of Anne Gately, the jack level bowl that is shot, and Alefosio just indicating how much room there is for Alieta Vulu on the backhand to draw the shot or to draw another counter for the Naenae side. Got the bowl out on a good arc. Just question how far is this going to come back in towards that centre line. Needs to come into the circle now. We'll finish jack level. Certainly had the potential. Another just had brought that green in slightly. Would have certainly finished close to the jack on that inner ring. All but, I suppose you could say, Kevin, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and obviously when Pascoe goes back as the skip to make his decision on which bowl to play, he's one down on the head, but there's plenty of room to draw in there, and he's skillful enough to get in there and take the shot away.
Oh, he's also got the advantage of the Kelvin Scott bowl sitting flush on the centre line.
Yeah.
So here is Lance Pascoe, who was played out of the West Coast before moving to Christchurch. And then now in Wellington, these guys get around. Here's Pascoe trying to get down to the Mandy board, sits watching over the top of the bowl, needs to get inside it. That's going to get the back of the bowl, turn it over.
Very good attempt, though. If he had come underneath that bowl, it would have been the shot, but he got it on the outside edge, clipped in the Naenae bowl to be closer to the jack.
So Alefosio with his first bowl on this, the third end. Holding the shot is the local side, the Naenae side, and he's certainly got that out on a good big arc. But has the weight? Has it got the weight to get all the way back? No, it hasn't. Certainly had. You can see that drawing line was all the way back towards the middle there, and Lance Pascoe's gonna.
Yeah.
You'll hear there, can I chip the bowl out? And I think that's what Lance Pascoe is going to endeavour to look at doing on the backhand. And playing with weight on the backhand, trying to chip the bowl out. He's close. And
superb bowl there, Kevin. Superb bowl on the backhand. As he said, nice weighted, controlled shot to get the shot back to his team.
Those are the shots that win matches, for sure.
Those two in the front are the shots.
What a superb shot there from Lance Pascoe.
Can't move kitty though.
So you hear there, can't move the kitty.
Play what you see. We've got 2 seconds.
So the pressure right on Alefosio after that magnificent weighted shot from Pasco. He is now on the drivers. Alefosio trying to get to the bowls, doesn't get them, trying to drive the two bowls out. Not going to do so. Now there's 2 shots to the Elmwood Park side, and Lance Pasco showing all his ability, all his skill there, Kevin, with that drive. Now it's interesting now to see that. So Mandy Boyd has struggled with her first bowl. So change the length around here. You'll see the mat has been brought all the way up. I'm picking the jack is right back at the furthest most circle. Yes, it is.
I've noticed in most of the games this morning in the other rinks that most of the teams were playing medium or long. They weren't playing too many short ends, and I think this is to the Elmwood Park team's advantage. Go 3/4 or full length.
So Mandy Boyd, of course, started her bowls in the Hawke's Bay, the Taradale Club, and had the distinction, of course, her and her sister Mandy representing New Zealand at the World Bowls in Christchurch in 2018. Sister Angela, of course, winning a medal and playing with Joe Edwards in the pairs. So here is Boyd now. Another one that people should watch if you want to see about a really good, effective delivery. The hand stays steady. There's no movement. You can see there the body language there. But the key thing is that if you see Mandy Boyd's hand at the point of delivery, there's no movement in or out, everything, and that's going to make sure everything's in a straight line. That will make sure that her bowls are always finishing around the centre line. You're not going to see them very often duck in and out. Anne Gately now, it's got half a metre to draw the shot. Mandy Boyd will draw another shot, but it's under the head. And I just say to people, we've seen some deliveries in this event that I think that coaches, players, that Tanith Potager and that Mandy Boyd are 2 players that, and Lance Pasco, that have got deliveries that just a copybook and to eliminate errors at the point of delivery. So Lance Pasco trying to encourage that Kelvin Scott bowl in, second shot. So it's a call. Get a good look at that head in a moment. That's the shot, actually. And that's the indicator there. I just saw the marker, Dave Burridge. So Alieta, Vulu, Dave Burridge indicating, yes, it is the Kelvin Scott bowl there that's a shot. Now the Vulu bowl's got to come back inside that Kelvin Scott bowl, working hard to try and get inside it. Got good weight, not going to do so though, but well-weighted bowl. Kelvin Scott will endeavour to try and, on his forehand, just to draw inside that same line as his first. And as Kevin and I have spoken about, it's about owning the circle in this particular format of the match.
Almost definitely. And anytime you get inside the circle, you're going to be in a good position to control the match and potentially win that end.
So here's the second bowl of Kelvin Scott. You'll see finishing right on the centre line, just on that outer bit of the circle. But of course, what it does do all the way through is Alieta Vulu trying to correct what it does straight away, Kevin, when you're finishing in that area. It really puts pressure on the draw for the opposition side. Vulu trying to sit on the inside of the bowl, not going to do so. And may well just be maybe the one. We'll see what Dave Burridge indicates. The marker is not going to tell me anything, but it's definitely one to the Elmwood Park side. And I think what we're seeing in this particular match, early on in this match, Kevin, the ability that this Elmwood Park, their shot selection, their consistency of delivery, at what it brings to the shortened format of the game.
Yes, indeed. They've got 3 very, very skilled players, and they're all very, very capable draw players who can have confidence that you'll know they'll be getting close to the kitty. And as a skip or a lead or a 2, you need 3 people who can do that consistently with a nice rhythm and accuracy on every bowl they deliver.
Well, see, here's Lance Pasco again coming right. This is what we're talking about under the circle, just in front of the jack. And you'll see that triangular bowls. It's 3 shots there, quickly indicated by Dave Burridge. Triangular shots, but the point is you can see where they're positioned on the head. That means that they're all finishing inside in that scoring area.
And the pressure goes back on Sir Alefosio as the skip of the Naenae side. So he's deciding to have a run shot here. He's going to try and take that bowl off. Didn't miss by much. Pretty good option. They're down on the scoreboard by 3 points. So he decided to have, I think that would be a second run of this game. Didn't miss by much.
Well, of course, the point is with running at those shots, which is obviously didn't have many options, did Alefosio, but you know, it's about where you put your position on the head and going forward. And seeing Pascoe here is going to be short. You know, in my view, you know, with playing the run shot, you're literally saying this set's gone, but I'd see Alieta Vulu now asking Sir Alefosio to try and draw.
Try and draw to save now, I believe, is his option.
Well,
just, you know, cut the count down.
Well, this set's gone. This first set's gone.
Yes.
So he possibly may well have been better to have had another drive at it, and 3 down was the call. So, and now Mandy Boyd with the mat, and I'm sure this will be placed down. It's sitting down the 2 metre mark as we, and of course what's that's very quickly indicating to us, Kevin, is that they want to own that length. They're not going to change anything. They'll stay that length. They want to own that length. So here's now Boyd on the backhand. New Zealand Gold Star holder, of course, is Boyd. Commonwealth Games.
Very good bowl coming into the head here, Kevin.
Great start.
Yeah, great start. You heard the husband, Lance Pascoe. I just can't hark enough about it that if you're going to finish inside the circle and you're sitting on that centre line, your scoring chances are multiplied straight away. And here's the first bowl of Ian Gatlison straight away under the centre line. Ineffective bowl. Mandy Boyd. Well, she'll draw outside that. Yeah, and again on the backhand is the tall figure, mother of 2. On the mat is Boyd.
She's very relaxed and very controlled and very focused in her delivery pre-shot routine. And she's able to get consistency in each of her bowls, as you'll see coming in now again.
Never changes.
Another very, very good bowl, Kevin.
Very good.
There, just outside the circle, but it's centre line stuff, which is it's how you win. So Ian Gatley now, but of course, as we know with this format, although this first set's gone by the wind for the Naenae side, doesn't mean anything, because you can come back in here, going to sit the bowl out. Is well played there from Ian Gatley, sat on top of the bowl, pushed it out.
Good on him, mate. Close shot.
And close to shots, the call from Lance Pascoe. So we'll see Kelvin Scott now on the back end. Just got a wee bit of a dump with that bowl, most unusual. Yeah, from Kelvin Scott, and we're going to see the result of that. He's got a pretty meticulous in his delivery, but it just got a wee bump.
He still came back to the centre line, but he wasn't happy with that delivery, as you said. Got a small bump in the delivery action, and it was short by 2 metres.
So Alieta Vulu now on her backhand. Measure for shot was the call. We heard Lance Pascoe indicate. And good effort here, but going to go by. Kelvin Scott will endeavour to adjust by 1.5 metres on the backhand. So the current New Zealand singles title holder is Kelvin Scott. There he is. Of course, Elmwood Park featured very, very well in the televised event. And this looks an improvement on the weight, does it? This looks an improvement on the weight. This looks an improvement, and sure is, and draws a back toucher.
That just shows you the class of Kelvin Scott. The first bowl was not to his liking, and obviously to his skip, but he was able to make that correction as we try to do in bowls, and just trail the jack only a couple of inches to take the shot. Superb effort.
Are we? We're down.
So Alieta Vulu asking, are we down? And certainly are down.
Side bowl.
There's the replay of the Kelvin Scott bowl now into the head, just moves it off the mark, the chalk point. There it is, just sitting centimetres in behind the jack, and magnificent bowl, turned the head around in favour of the Elmwood Park side. So Alieta Vulu trying to work out what hand that she's going to play. So on the mat is the Naenae number 2.
She's chosen the forehand for this delivery. She's watching it go down the rink. As it comes into the head, has it got the weight to clip the...
Just
No.
going too quick to get a touch, to move that shot bolt of Kelvin Scott's. It's the one shot was the indication. Lance Pascoe said it's close, and I'm picking it's 2 shots to the Elmwood Park combination.
There's a pretty good shot selection, I believe, from their number 2 there. They were trying to clip that bowl. They had the right weight, but it just wasn't. It just didn't happen for them. But they're certainly trying to get those bowls out of the head when they're behind on the scoreboard.
Very, very hard shot. Right, the right shot selection, but it's a difficult shot to play here as Pascoe, Lance Pascoe, on his backhand, trying to get down to the Kelvin Scott bowl. It's got that good arc coming towards the centre now, but it's going to run into, hasn't got the weight, and was going to run into the bowl of Kelvin Scott's, that front one. So we'll see now. Alefosio will endeavour to try and, looks as though he's going to play a different line to try and get down to the jack and the shot bowl. This is a very challenging shot to try and get it to draw all the way back. Trying hard. How's this? This will be the shot
Superb
itself
shot.
on the draw. Drew round the front bowl, sat right on top of the Kelvin Scott touch of bowl, and drew the shot. And that will give the Naenae side a lot of inspiration and motivation now going into the second set. The first set has passed them by, but certainly superb draw shot there from the Naenae skip. There's a well-weighted bowl from Lance Pascoe, but not going to come back enough to draw the shot. See what Alefosio that he can do with that of his second on the backhand. He backed himself to draw the shot, and certainly did that.
Can he do it again? Can he get 2 points here? You're right. The set is done and dusted, but that was a great example of superb draw bowling.
Out on that wider line, and didn't have the weight, but at the end of the day, he got what he was after. And it will be the Elmwood Park side who will lead off, winning the set. So they have the honour to start off the second set. And again, we've seen Mandy Boyd bringing that mat up to the second spot area, and the jack will be. So here's this bowl, the replay of this bowl is the Naenae skip Alefosio. Just nestled in. There it is, sitting right on top of the jack as we start that of the second set. And Mandy Boyd, as we know, the jack is back on the furthest most circle. And again, Kevin, right sitting on the edge of the circle. Now, what Mandy Boyd has been able to do in this game is straight away for Anne Gatley, the lead for the Naenae side. Very, very good player, winner of a number of Wellington titles. But when you get someone who's consistently owning the circle, you know that you're under pressure, and you know that you've got only half a metre, literally, to be able to draw the shot. So, and it's about effective bowls. And you watch again, here's Boyd. That's completely rigid, doesn't move off the mat. You watch now, hand comes up, so there's no chance at the delivery point really of things going too far amiss, going narrow or sliding across the head. And Boyd's bowl's going to come up just outside the centre line, half a metre short. But just for people watching this, stay still on the mat, stay steady on the mat, and have that arm and the whole thing in just coordinated cohesion, and you'll finish in the right. Well, I'm not going to say you'll always finish in the right spot, but you give yourself just a better opportunity. Good response here though from Ann Gatley. Needs to get inside the Boyd bowl. Not going to do so. Sits outside it.
As a lead bowler, it's an individual contest against your opposing player, and on this occasion, obviously, Mandy Boyd, although her shots were maybe 2 mat lengths away, she's got the 2 shots for her team, and that's the pressure that's applied now to the second bowler for the Naenae side. So that's what you're talking about, Kevin. You apply the pressure.
So Kelvin Scott, he was really disappointed with that one there, and he's walking away. I can see the Kelvin Scott so meticulous about getting things right with his delivery, not so that side. So now Alieta Vulu down on the head again is Naenae trying to get the shot, and just question the line of this bowl out of the hand, and sure enough, you'll see now that'll disappear under the head. And of course, what this straightaway does, going to get a slide. No. What this, of course, does is now it gives now Kelvin Scott with the Naenae side not taking that opportunity. It gives Kelvin Scott then that half a metre of luxury to be able to draw as close as he can and put the pressure onto the Naenae side. Of course, remembering Elmwood Park winning the first set by 8 shots to 1. As we watch this bowl, this is what happens, and well done from Kelvin Scott. Makes that correction, applauded by Lance Pascoe. Just sits low of the jack, there it is, and just sitting inside that inner circle.
Well, as you said, the door was open, and he decided to march on through with a very, very good delivery.
We'll shortly bring up for you where things are at. Here's trying to get Vulu, trying to get to the jack, doesn't do so, goes by. And very shortly, well, here we go, section 1. The Nelson Spirit, they've got 4 from 4. That's the Val Smith skip side. They'll lead in that section. The Stokes Valley side in second spot. That's the Seamus Curtin side, followed by the Milton Marvel from South Otago and Patararu from the Waikato. So, and Blenheim Sons in the next section. Elmwood Park, who we've got out in front of us now. It's Elmwood Park, who are leading from Naenae, who they're playing right now. Dobson from the West Coast sitting in 3rd position, and Inglewood, who will be covering Inglewood, the Taranaki side, will be covering them in the next match. They're sitting in 4th position in section 2. You'll see now, of course, the other 2 sections, they get underway this afternoon. See the Gore Rams, unbeaten, 4 from 4. Manuera Kites, they're sitting in 2nd spot. The Taradale Tigers in 3rd, and the United Hawks Nelson at 6 points. Good start for the Gore Rams sitting on 12. And in section 4, the Takaro Tui from the Manawatu, they won 2 from 3 yesterday. The Stokes Thunder, that's a very, very powerful side. Selena Goddard, Shannon McElroy and Robbie Reed's side, they're sitting in 2nd spot. Whangarei from Northland also on 6 points in 3rd. And Point Chevalier Pirates, that's the Aiden Takarawa side, they're also sitting on 6 points. They'll play later on this afternoon to complete their round robin part of it, and then we'll be back, of course, tomorrow. Quarterfinals, semi-final and finals here live from Naenae at the National Interclub Bowls3Five finals here at Naenae. So here's now Lance Pascoe after the skip for the Elmwood Park side on the back end. Kelvin Scott holding the shot after winning the first set away 8 shots to 1. Here's the Pascoe bowl now trying to come back towards the circle, not going to do so, goes by, and it's imperative here for the Naenae side to put pressure on the Elmwood Park side for Alefosio to endeavour to get the shot here with his last bowl to give Naenae the mat. Looks to be on the wide side, needs to be inside, not going to do so. So Elmwood Park will open up on the second set. Was indication was it was 2, that being the Kelvin Scott bowl and Mandy Boyd bowl, and it was so.
Yet again, the Elmwood side starting the second set, showing their dominance, and although the head wasn't showing a lot of bowls close to it, they had enough there, close enough to get those 2 shots. The Naenae side would be a bit disappointed in not getting bowls closer to the head on that particular end.
Well, of course, the big thing is, Kevin, is that that you don't have to be on top of the jack. It's just making sure you beat the other bowls. That's the really the key thing is the jack is down on that, right down on that bottom spot. Interesting. This little Mandy Boyd, she's changed the hand to the backhand on that. You know, she head now. I can see Kelvin Scott is pretty meticulous about greens. You can see him just sort of doing a draw line. As we see this bowler, Van Gately's is a better bowl from the Naenae side, sits inside the circle. And Boyd, you see now on her backhand. But nothing will change with the delivery. There it is. You see that straight. Everything's in a straight line. Doesn't move. And we'll watch the Mandy Boyd bowl. Just going to get all the way back. Not going to do so. And
yeah, she wouldn't be too happy about those two bowls that she's delivered. They're outside the circle. She's far more consistent than that. But nevertheless, this happens in bowls. You don't always get the delivery you'd like, but you've got plenty of options to correct throughout the course of the game.
so Anne Gatley now her second bowl on this, the second end of the second set. And going to sit on that wider line. But would count, but it is 2 shots, and I'm sure Dave Burridge, he's looking around the head, I'm sure it's the 2 shots, but I'm fairly confident with Kelvin Scott on the backhand that that'll change. Just bowler Scott's coming down towards the centre line now, might have a wee bit of weight on, it's going to go by, is it? Yes, it will, and it'll finish outside the circle, so Naenae.
Naenae have a real chance now. They're holding 2 shots on the scoreboard. They've got a chance now to build the head, get a further shot. When you're knowing you've got some capable New Zealand reps coming after you, you've got to make sure you're close to the head.
So, Alieta, Vulu is not going to reach the head, and you know, really, she needed to be finishing on that other side of the head now, opening that for the forehand draw now for Kelvin Scott. And you would have heard Lance Pascoe just saying, draw inside those bowls. And here is Scott, the Elmwood Park number 2. Not going to have the weight. They'll be really disappointed with that with Kelvin Scott, but the disappointment's got to be sought from the opportunity that Naenae now have got to take. And
totally agree,
and
Kevin.
they haven't as yet. So here now is Alieta Vulu on the backhand, holding 2 shots is the Naenae side. Trying to add to that, needs to get past this short bowl, is going to do so. How far is this going to run in towards the circle? This will count, comes down towards the circle, will finish outside it, but it's just lower jack level and would more than likely count. I'll see whether Dave Burridge, our marker, will confirm that to us. He's looking over the head, but not, no, he's saying it's only 1.
Those 3 bowls behind the head for the Elmwood Park Saints team, though, with a skip of Lance Pascoe's ability, if a slight trail could take it back and the game could suddenly turn on its head, he'll be trying to do that or get close to the kitty.
He'll be trying to draw the shot.
Trying to draw the shot.
If he moves the jack, that's a bonus. That trail shot at this point in time won't be in Lance Pascoe's thinking. It will be with his first bowl to draw the shot. If he's fortunate enough to draw the shot, then he can play that shot with his second bowl. And that's about game management, not shot chasing. It's just a lesson there for people that you draw the shot first. And here's the bowler. Pascoe's coming down towards the centre line now. Needs to just break now. Is going to do so. No, it's not. Needs to fall in.
Could be a measure.
See what Dave Burridge says. Dave Burridge says it's still 1-9. So now, though, it does give Lance Pascoe the opportunity just to tighten that line of fraction, and he can play for jack movement. Here's Alefosio now. Trying to get down inside the circle. Is going to come, needs to be inside that orange bowl. Not going to do so now. That will change the thought pattern of Lance Pascoe's now. He won't be worrying about any sec.
He'll just be looking to draw the shot
one.
now, I believe. He won't be trying to look for a trail.
Is that third shot the last bowl come in?
Yeah.
So, it might have heard Lance Pascoe asking, is that third shot that just came in? And he indicated, yes, it is. So we know now Lance Pascoe, as we rightly predicted, will be nothing flowery here. He'll be endeavouring to try and draw the shot with Naenae holding 1, but trailing 2-1 on this, the second end of the second set after Naenae, after Elmwood won the first set.
And so the Elmwood Park team wouldn't have been too happy about that particular end. Most of their bowlers were a little bit further away from the kitty than they would have hoped, apart from the Lance Pascoe bowl. As we start now the third set with the Naenae side, I beg your pardon, the final bowl of the second set. Second end, sorry. So it is one shot to the Naenae side there. They'll be pleased to get that. So they've got some points on the board. Very important, the second set. Considering 2 sets will, you need 2 sets to win. And the first set was won by Elmwood Park. This is the set that they have to try to win to get up there and try and make a tiebreaker out of it.
Interesting. Anne Gatley, interesting, has changed her hand coming on this particular end. And you'll notice as well that they've come in one circle as well. So Boyd, after Gatley being short with the first bowl, and we know only too well in this format that the first bowl effectiveness of your lead is what starts to set things up. Boyd going to finish jack level. Just pinched a green slightly there, but is still inside the circle at jack level on the forehand side as she played. Now Anne Gatley will play on her backhand. Needs to beat her own bowl by about 6 feet, in fact. Oh, I just saw a head come up there just before the delivery. And see whether, and this game's just like golf. If everything's not in the right position at the right time, and see, head came up and out the arm went and finished on that wider side, leaves the door open now for Mandy Boyd to dominate and get close to the jack and really put the pressure on Alieta Vulu. Vulu is her 2 bowls. Now Boyd's not going to, he doesn't like that at all. Now she tried to correct after her first one, and it still finishes though jack level. Which is fine, but she knew that she had just over-greened the bowl by a couple of bowls width. So here's the chance now for Alieta Vulu to draw. This is on a good line. How far is it going to come back, though? Needs to come back further, not going to stay outside.
The interesting thing, Kevin, is when the opportunity has been there for the Naenae side to get the advantage, they haven't been able to deliver that, and it's kept the pressure on their team as the Elmwood Park, regardless of whether the bowls are within 2 metres or 3 metres, they've managed to hold the shot.
Well, it's a matter of, isn't it, when you have a bad end, how the opposition capitalises on it, and Naenae haven't yet been able to capitalise on some of those opportunities that have existed for them, and here's a really, I think that Alieta Vulu, which she is going to do, needs to change her hand to give herself a clear vision, clear run on the backhand towards the jack. Just see that hand move, come across. Now if he gets past his front bowl, his chance of drawing shot is Alieta Vulu. No, it's going to be short.
Stick there, mate.
Yeah, it's about effective bowls. It's really, that's what it's all about. And at this stage, the Naenae side just haven't been able to deliver.
They're certainly struggling to just get the right line and the weight, whereas the Elmwood Park team have been far more consistent in doing that.
Well, the first lesson is don't look at the jacks, look at the circle. That's because that's that's where you need to be.
It's the
aiming
target
to.
area, yes.
So here's Kelvin Scott making the man. So look at this, drawing right in behind the jack. Gets applause from Alefosio, the skip of the Naenae side. And straight away, there it is. It's up there, 4 shots. This is the end that decides the game.
Most certainly, and as we said earlier, Kevin, that the opportunity was there for the Naenae side. They were given plenty of chances to draw in, but they haven't been able to get the right weight and line and length. And it's opened the door for the Elmwood Park, and they've certainly taken it. 4 shots on the scoreboard at the moment. So you can't allow those skillful players to get in there and take the advantage, and they've done just that.
So here's the Naenae skip, Alefosio on the mat. The next game that we'll be bringing you live here was Waihopai from Southland up against Inglewood, the Taranaki side. There's a good attempt here from Alefosio. Needs to get the jack, going to sit on the bowl, and does so. And we'll just see. Holding 1 is the Elmwood Park side, but they were 4 downwards, the Naenae side. So great recovery shot there by Alefosio, the Naenae skip. And Pascoe trying to play under the Kelvin Scott bowl with dead weight. It's going to be close to the front of the jack, and does so. And he'll draw a counter there. Sits alongside.
Yep.
So Alefosio, he's got to really try and repeat the dose.
2 down to those
2
2.
down is the call. I wonder whether he's looking at some weight to those 2 bowls on the forehand, trying to get up to those. The drawing area needs to come back now, needs to be working back towards the centre line. It doesn't do so, it goes outside, and it will be another scoring head to Elmwood Park. Just indicated. So, got 2. Lance Pascoe, is he going to play the shot to really close the game out? They were talking about it. Yeah, no, they'll be looking for the bowl of Alefosio in behind the back of the deeper part of the head. And Pascoe wants to try and get up there on the backhand and get a couple of turns out of the bowl. And Kelvin Scott's looking closely at this as it comes down towards, needs to be under. He's going to, and draws another one.
Oh, a very good draw bowler there from the skip, Lance Pascoe, to give his team 3 shots on this vital second set. The skip of the Naenae team, Alefosio, did play a very good bowl to wrest the advantage back to them, but it was only momentary. And the Elmwood Park will go ahead now by 5 points to 1.
So someone's going to call a power play here, no doubt. And I would imagine, because, well, for Naenae, it's their only option now. They've got to call it now, otherwise it's going to be too late. And we'll just check, just waiting to see. I think Naenae call it, or they both might call the power play.
Well, it's very crucial that the Naenae side call a power play either on this end or the next, other will be all over.
Are we or not?
So Elmwood not calling the power play. So Naenae backed themselves into a real predicament here now, because they're just checking to see. Doesn't look as though there's been any power play called, so that means if that's the case, then they'll both call the power play on the last end. As we see the Mandy Boyd first bowl just go down past the jack on that backhand side. Remember, the jack, of course, is right back on the furthest most ring on the circle here on the green.
And Mandy Boyd certainly wasn't pleased with her first delivery, you could tell by her reaction. But she has a second bowl now to correct, and I'm sure she will.
Yeah, you're under there.
So here's now Mandy Boyd on her backhand as we play in 4. of this, the second set, knowing that Elmwood Park, of course, won the first set. And this win's important for Elmwood Park because this will give them a bit of a break on the field. In fact, and just about guarantee them a spot in the quarterfinals, in fact, tomorrow.
Well, as was said earlier, Kevin, the first two in each of the four sections go through to the finals day on Sunday. So this is a very crucial game for the Elmwood Park, and as you say, it could well ensure they are there on the Sunday finals.
It's also, it would have been for Naenae to keep them alive, but they're sort of making it difficult for themselves in their back end of their games. 2 shots it is to Mandy Boyd, and it's a bit, I just keep saying, it's about effective bowls. So here is Kelvin Scott. Track's good. You hear Lance Pesco is going to get all the way down, not going to get all the way down to where the jack is. You see it literally turn 360 and go backwards, and that's just because it didn't have the weight. So Alieta Vulu is really, well, they've got a score on this end, 5-1. They trail. Ideally, like to get a 2 on this end. Of course, and then win the power play, but they're 2 down at this stage. How's this bowler? Alieta Vulu's not going to get past the front bowls. It's a short again, and
must be very frustrating for the Naenae side. They just haven't been able to get those bowls close enough to the kitty to count.
No wind, so
they are playing on their home track, but they just haven't been able to get the shots that matter in this game.
No, here's Kelvin Scott taking full advantage of it and touches the jack, sits alongside it, and it's about effective bowls. It's never, the great thing about lawn bowls is that, although we're playing indoors in this event, that one thing's never changed. If you get close to the jack, you're a chance of scoring. If you don't get close to the jack, you're not going to score. And Naenae just simply have not really put any pressure at this point on the Elmwood Park side at this point of the game. Here's Alieta Vulu trying to get inside out of the shot bowl, going to sit outside it, rolls out, so it'll still be 1 shot to Naenae. To Elmwood Park, leading 5-1 in this the second set after winning the first set by 8 shots to 1, and this in fact will place Elmwood Park, I would say, it will put Elmwood Park at the top of their section, knowing that Dobson lost just previously in the previous round. So Elmwood Park will comfortably sit on top now.
Plenty of opportunities to draw the way the bowls are positioned around the head there, Kevin. So with a skilled exponent in Lance Pascoe, he'll just draw on there to try and add to the count.
Well, he will, and he also wants to leave gaps. They don't want to be sitting on top of the jack to allow Alefosio to attack the head as we play in 4 of 5 of this second set. Here's the Pascoe bowl going to come past, gets a bit of a feather, sits outside the circle. He won't mind that. It's over the head. He's got 2 bowls over the head, so any movement of the jack to back towards the ditch, of course, favours that of the Elmwood Park side by having 2 shots, 2 bowls on the back. So Alefosio now on the mat.
He's coming down on his backhand side, trying to come between the Lance Pascoe bowl.
Oh, he's going to be wide of that target zone as he and had too much weight really on that line. So you hear Kelvin Scott giving clear indications to Lance Pascoe on the backhand. If he can turn the bowl over, reach the jack, he's going to be there well under the line. He's got weight, but he's not going to do any damage. He'll run into the front Naenae bowl, but doesn't really make any change to it.
Coming under here.
So Alefosio now has to come under the bowl to get to the shot. You had more than likely good weight with his first, but was on the wide side. Here's Alefosio again on his backhand, trying to get down to.
Much better line, but I think it's going to.
And this will just
Yes.
got an unlucky feather. And there's the shot. It's the shot at that. It is 1 to Naenae. Got that feather and sat in behind.
They surely must use the
Oh, they did
power
that.
play now.
So as we predicted, they're both playing the power play.
Both playing the power play on the last end.
Which they can do, of course.
Double points are on offer here for the Naenae side. They need to get a 2 or 3
they
shots close to the kitty so they can get a double score and win the set and go to the tiebreaker.
Well, they have to score 4. They've got to score 2 shots.
Minimum of 2 shots, double to make 4. It's not going to be an easy task against this
Well,
very accomplished Elmwood Park Saints team.
Kevin, it all starts here, right now, and it didn't.
You're so right, Kevin. That ball is not close enough to the kitty considering the players who are coming in the opposing team after that bowl.
And that's where, Anne Gatley, the lead for Naenae, the onus, this is where the lead plays such a big role in this particular format of the game, because the doors will get closed very quickly.
Certainly has.
And there's, you'll see Mandy Boyd draws just to the edge of the circle. So now, immediate pressure, it's about owning the head from the start, owning the circle, so to speak. So Anne Gatley now concentrate on that backhand side to endeavour to just get inside that Mandy Boyd last bowl. It's on its way on the backhand. And it's not a bad line, this bowl of Gatley's. How's the weight? Is it going to get all the way down to the Boyd bowl? Trying hard to get all the way down. Not going to do so. So 2 bowls gone. Ineffective bowls.
2 ineffective bowls and the opportunity now for Mandy Boyd to capitalise on that. All she has to do is, keep her nerve and get it close to the kitty. You don't have to touch the kitty. You just got to be close and beat your opponent's bowl.
Alieta, Vulu, more than capable of drawing the shot. Mandy Boyd runs by us. There's plenty of room here for Alieta Vulu, and this is a chance for them to. This is where it must come from number 2. Seeing that the lead hasn't delivered, this is, you've got to change over here holding the shot. Does Naenae to have any chance on this 50 end course with both sides playing their power play? So this looks a reasonably good bowl here from Vulu. Has it got the weight to get down to the shot? Yes, it will. Well played by the Naenae number 2. Sits right alongside the bowl.
Such a crucial bowl that was delivered there, and that must give their team confidence. They've still got an opportunity to go to a tiebreaker, but it was such an essential bowl for them to stay in this game, and she did it well.
So here's now Kelvin Scott on his forehand, will endeavour to play up to the Alieta Vulu bowl, trying to get to the jack or movement on it. Here it comes now, just going to dip outside the centre line.
He was certainly going for that bowl, trying to clip it out.
Oh, he was trying to get a trail on
Or trail, small trail.
on the jack, because by trailing the jack, you alter the shot options, of course, for the opposing side. And saw Alieta Vulu just walk away from the mat for a fraction. Now, big bowl here on the backhand. Drew the shot with the first bowl. Really needs to put the pressure on Kelvin Scott now. It's on its way on the backhand. She's looking closely at it. It's on a similar line to the first. Is it going to come outside the bowl, though? No, another good line here. Gets the bowl of Gatley's. Does it get there? Pays the price of short bowls. And the Anne Gatley bowl was right on that draw line, and that Julie is what would run into. And Mandy Boyd now taking the hit over from her husband, Lance Pascoe. So here now will be Kelvin Scott trying to play to get a touch on the jack or move the bowl. Here's the Kelvin Scott now on his forehand, playing up towards the clubhouse end here at Naenae. He's definitely on the wider side. Won't get all the way back from there. Needed to be inside that Mandy Boyd bowl. See a shake of the head. He knew that. Now, for the big advantage here for the Naenae side that they changed over holding the shot. The issue is they've got no bowls, so over the head for any jack movement or bowl movement. So it's imperative here that Alefosio as skip, he'll play down, trying to get past the orange bowls of Anne Gatley and Alieta Vulu to sit close alongside the Mandy Boyd bowl, which in fact would leave them lying 2 shots and put the pressure on Lance Pascoe. And yep, he is Alefosio. He's definitely playing that backhand side. So here he is on the mat, on the backhand. People moving around. Anne Gatley just about to play his bowl, and Anne Gatley is decided to have a wander around. So here now is Alefosio on the backhand. Everything at stake here. How far is this going to come back? It's on a pretty good line. How's the weight? Needs to get past his front. Needs to or get a touch onto the bowl. Will it be enough of it falls in? Or just Lance Pascoe having a look. Not sure whether that got to 1 and a measure is the call from the marker. Dave Burridge, I think it needed another half a bowl of movement, but it gives Naenae a chance.
Certainly does, and they need the opportunity now to have a chance to get into the tiebreaker, but obviously very experienced skipper Lance Pascoe looking closely at the head now, getting some direction from Kelvin Scott just to try to close this game out.
Well, the other thing with Pascoe, he'd be happy if he gets a second shot.
Yes.
Because that really, that's enough.
That's enough. You're so right, Kevin. Second shot will do this for the Elmwood Park Saints team.
So he'll just be on the draw on the forehand as Pascoe. If he got the shot bowl, fine, or if he gets movement, that's also fine. Here's the bowler. Pascoe's now looks to be on that wider line, but may well get him. Second shot and will do so, will it? How far does it go? Needs to fall in and does. But I think it won't have changed. I think it'll still be that 1 and a measure. Alefosio coming up to have a look to see whether any one of the front bowl, the bowl right in the middle there, right in front, that's the measure bowl to see whether, well, really it's to play again on that backhand. If you can get one turn out of any one of those orange bowls in the front, that'll give them 2 shots, which of course gives them 4, which takes us into the top. Well, Lance Pascoe's still got a bowl left, of course. The biggest thing here for there's 2 things for Alefosio. Don't be narrow and don't be short.
100% right. He's got to get a small plant on the 2 bowls out the front to try and just advance them into the circle to give his team 2 shots, which would then be doubled to 4, as you said, and they would win this game.
Well, depending on what Lance Pascoe does.
Lance Pascoe would have the last bowl, and the last bowl is always the most crucial one. And with Lance Pascoe following Alefosio, it's anyone's game still.
So on the back end now is Alefosio, the Naenae skip, holding 1 and a measure on their power play end. Here he is on the back end. Down, he's looking at, he's given it plenty of weight, which is fine. Is he going to touch one of them? Yes, he will, but he's going to touch it too quick, though. And shake hands. And still 1 and a measure to the side bowl, the front. No, it's shake hands time. I thought that was the call. It was a 1, in fact, to Naenae, which took them to 3. They had to get that 2, and really absolutely played the right shot there, did Alefosio, but more than likely just a yard too heavy, because you needed just 1 roll out of the bowl, not to push them through the head. With that weight, they were always going to go, the bowl was always going to go further to that. So that brings us, round 10, round 2 in today's play there, though, at the Naenae Bowling Club, but the National Interclub Bowls3 final, our feature match, that between the Elmwood Park side of Christchurch and the local side, Naenae, that's the Naenae side of Anne Gatley, Alieta Vulu and Star Alefosio, up against the Elmwood Park side of Mandy Boyd, Kelvin Scott and Lance Pascoe, and that win by the Elmwood Park side will certainly take them to the top of their section, and augurs well for them to make their way through to quarterfinals tomorrow. And we'll be back here shortly with the next round, and we have got Waiopā from Southland up against the Taranaki side, the Inglewood side. That'll be the next feature game that we'll bring to you. So on behalf of Kevin Hickland and Kevin Glenhill, this is us signing off. We're back with you very shortly.